Hi, my name is leilei Hawkins. Everyone calls me Leilei. A little bit about me. If you can't tell, I love to smile. I'm a happy person for the most part. I'm always trying to bring good energy to the table and help be that person for other people as well. You know, who doesn't love good energy? A little bit about me. When I was in high school, well, I've been performing ever since I was little, but when I did, it was just something that I enjoyed. You know, I got good grades in school, and I loved school. I loved kids. I loved my classmates, but there's something about music and acting that always just it just stuck with me, and I didn't realize that I was good at it. And so throughout my years and growing up, I kept up my craft. And in high school, we did a play called Hairspray, and I can't even describe in words. It was probably the best musical production ever because I already loved the movie. I would sing every song, but it was a wonderful experience because it let me know that, wow, I can actually do this. But also I was surrounded by like-minded people, other talented people who brought so much to the table, and it made me want to better my craft. And so it's funny because I had everything planned out. I'm also like a big planner type person, but the way life goes, that doesn't always happen. Things don't always plan out how you want it to be, and it's kind of like, well, okay, all right, let's roll with the punches then. But I wanted the role of Motormouth Maybelle. That was my dream role. I'm gonna get it. I practiced day and night, and when we had auditions, I killed it. I was like, yes. I was like, I did it. Good job. I overcame my shyness, and I did it. I'm good. And when they posted the results, I said, that's not my name, like the character. I said, that's not my name. Instead, my name was next to another character. She was considered a main character, but not like the main character that everyone knows. She was a main character because she had a name. So I was the warden, right? So one of my good friends had gotten the lead role, and I was so devastated. But after, letting some of that my egotistical tendencies, letting it go and understanding that everything happens for a reason, I still brought the same energy to the table, and the show must go on, and it did. And we all just had a good time, and we enjoyed ourselves. And little did I know that people were watching us, and they were taking notes, and they were keeping tabs of who was really doing what they needed to do. And after the show had ended, maybe like 3 weeks later, our musical director, Miss Scarborough, she pulled me out of class one day, and she was like, hey, so I need you to be in Hollywood at the Pantages Theater this day, this time. And I'm like, what? I was like, haha, for what? And she had basically told me that a bunch of different critics had came a part of the Jerry Herman Awards. They are representatives of the Herman Awards, and they came and they saw our performance, but they were really inspired and moved by my character. And I played other different characters as well, different cameos throughout the show, but they were really inspired by my performance, and they had created a whole new genre, if you will, or category to honor me. And so I didn't really understand the magnitude of the situation until I actually arrived at the Pantages Theater. And it was like the Tony Awards, but for high schoolers. Like, everyone there had so much experience. I was just standing there like, oh my God. I'm rolling with the big dogs, like, okay. But I was just being me. And so we were sitting there in the audience, and all of these big name people were there, all of these different producers and amazing actresses and actors, and Kathy Rigby was there, the choreographers who did High School Musical, the directors, all of them were there, and there was a bunch of newscasters and Channel 4 and everything, and I was just like, what is happening? I still had no clue. I did my research, but I was still lost on what was going on. And so it wasn't until they had announced the specific category, the genre. They gave me Best Cameo Award for the Jerry Herman Awards. Kathy Rigby called my name, and all you could see was like my mom. She was wearing this really beautiful white gown, and all you could see was like a human just running up and down the aisle. She screamed, "Oh my God!" Like she's screaming, and I'm just sitting there like, and my best friends were like, "Go, like get up and go," and I'm like, like why, you know. I heard that they had nominated me, but I didn't know that I actually won. You know, we were just there enjoying the moment, cheering on everyone. We had saw different performances. Like, we were just happy to be there. And so when I walked on the stage, it was hilarious because the people in the audience could tell that that was obviously my first time there, probably first time ever being on a big stage like that. And they just laughed, but not in a way of, aha, we're laughing at her. It's just like she's so, look at her, just so cute. Just, I walked across the stage and I was like, I stood on stage and I just waved at everybody else. Hi. You know, but Kathy Rigby gave me the award. They interviewed me backstage. I gave her a big hug. I don't know if I was supposed to touch her, but I did anyways. I just gave her a big hug and I was like, oh my gosh, thank you. And she's like shorter than me, even though I'm already short. And I like lifted her up. So, but it was, overall, when I look back, it makes me, the whole experience, it makes me smile because you never know who's watching you. So it's so important to have good energy wherever you go, but also never to doubt your capabilities. And that's a lesson that I've brought with me, and I've tried to really just keep in the back of my mind. Like, remember who you are, remember what you bring to the table, but always know your worth, and know that even if you don't get the specific part that you want, there's no small parts, because you don't know what the future has for you, you know. And so I went off to college, and funny story, after graduating high school, I went off to college and I majored in biology, which is like my second love, you know, and minor in chemistry and Spanish. But so I kind of put like my acting and my singing, my first love, I put it on hold because being raised by a single mother, my end goal in life was I need to, or at least one of my big goals was I need to be able to take care of her and give back because she sacrificed so much for me that, you know, I want to make sure she's well taken care of. And so I went to school and just pursued a degree in something that I love as well. And I taught, I was getting paid to teach kids. I was a TA and doing all these great things. But yeah, after I graduated, it was like a brief pause because I had applied to all these different higher level programs, but I really was stuck because I didn't know if it was what I wanted to do anymore. And as a kid, my mom was always telling me, no matter what you do in your life, as long as you're happy, I'm proud of you. But she's always telling me, you know, don't live life with regrets. Live life, no regrets at all. And being like extremely hard on myself, but always wanting to take care of somebody and take care of her, I was kind of like, okay, yeah, mom, okay, yeah. I know you believe in me no matter what, but I'm gonna pursue this degree. I'm gonna go into corporate and do all these big things and make sure you're taken care of, and 401k and all that stuff. But, you know, at the end of the day, I had to really sit back and think, you know, present day, am I happy? And a lot of times I revisit that moment when I walk across that stage and I receive that award, and I think about like the feeling that I had and how wonderful it is to just be a part of such a movement where you are expressing everything that you are in a character, or you're transforming yourself and becoming a new character. But at the end of the day, you still don't know whose lives you're going to touch. So like even with singing brings me so much joy. Whenever I was in school and I was sad, the first thing I would do is go to the music room and I'd just start playing piano and I would just sing.